Welcome to day 55 of me trying to get rid of my porn addiction in 120 days. This morning, I was horny as shit. And I know that's a funny way to start this video, I'm just spilling that out there. But the reason why that's important, it's not more so that I was horny, it was more so how I reacted. You see, throughout my life, whenever I would get an urge, especially in the morning, that was when I would usually relapse. That's usually when I would jerk off. I found myself this morning being really horny, and usually I'm pretty good about not going on Instagram. Lately I haven't been, but today I just felt this huge urge to just go on Instagram, scroll, and I did. And that's the first mistake that I made. I went on Instagram, scrolled, and I was, as seeing all these, OF models. And I know you're saying, like, I know most people be like, it's because of your feed, you're probably interacting with it. No, like, legit, my feed most of the time is just like memes, usually just memes. It's like gym, motivational shit. You get the gist. But today it was different. Today I was scrolling for a while and I ran into an Instagram girl, and naturally I'm a man, I'm going to get horny. So that's what happened. I got horny, and for a moment I just started thinking and being like, listen, like, what, if I were to do it without porn, would that be bad? Would that be bad? And what I would usually do, and this is something that I'd always do before, was I would just kind of indulge in that thought. I would keep going and just keep thinking, oh, maybe this one time. But this time was different. Instead, what I did was I instantly recognized that I was having this thought and I redirected it. So what did I do instead? Recognized that I had this thought, instantly got up and started meditating. You see, the reason why I'm saying this is because on your NoFap journey, doing stuff like this, just this little thing, can save you. It could save you. Because I know so many guys, there's probably so many guys who will get that thought and instantly just go on Pornhub. But there's a lot of guys who are like me, who want to be like not fapping at all whatsoever, but then they get trapped into these IG, like Instagram Reels, TikTok. They just get really horny, and that's the biggest thing that gets them. But when you have that awareness, you're present, and you could recognize that, okay, I know that I'm going to regret this in the future. Well, what will then happen is you'll be able to stop all that bullshit that you'll go through in the future. And you know that bullshit. That bullshit is you hating yourself, you relapsing and being like, why the fuck did I do that? And that's exactly what would have happened if I fucking fapped and fucking released and nutted. I know that. And something that I really, really want to get through in this video is that NoFap, it's more so about discipline. And I know that's so obvious, and that you're like, bro, of course, that's exactly, like, yeah, I know that. But it's easier said than done. A lot of people know that. But being 55 or 54, I forgot the number, but being this long into NoFap, it's made me realize that NoFap it's just discipline. And this is carried over into every other area of my life. For example, I've been going to the gym consistently. I haven't missed a day, compared to, let's say, when I was addicted to porn, constantly just stroking it and nutting. That was when I was the least consistent. I was on and off with the gym. And in fact, I didn't even have that much energy going into the gym. So being on NoFap has helped me so much in every other area of my life. But discipline, it's been the biggest thing, and it's always been something I struggled with. Another thing that helped me was meditation. When you meditate, you're actively practicing the art of being present, of going back and focusing and being, and like really analyzing and thinking about what you're really doing. because I know that meditating today helped me when I was in that position, when I was telling myself, fuck, all right, fuck, just this one time. Because I foresaw what was going to happen in the future. And that's something that meditating really helped me with. You know, it helped me not just act on my impulses. And that's exactly why a lot of these YouTubers and a lot of people recommend meditating, because it fucking works. Instead of you just being a little fucking like monkey, or what is it, you just being so like a slave to your impulses, you take a second to think about what the fuck you're doing, and on top of that, the future. I could have just easily just fucking rubbed one out today, but at what cost? What would that have done for me if I just rubbed one out? Oh fuck, I would have got my 5 seconds of dopamine. Control, that's what meditating, that's what nofap, that's what discipline does for you. It gives you control. You now have the control to conquer your goals. That's the biggest thing that I'm getting on this journey, that I'm really learning, is that it's not nofap. Nofap is a tool to get you to where you want to go. It's nofap helps you to reach your full potential. I always thought that being on nofap, you know, part of it was impossible. You know, I thought it was impossible because I was heavily addicted to porn. I didn't see a life like without it, you know, honestly, because it was one of the biggest things that stripped me from living a fulfilling life. You know, alcohol I could easily get rid of. Weed every now and then, you know, it's fine, but I could easily get rid of that. But it's just sometimes when I think of like, when I think of porn, it just holds this like place in my heart, kind of like trauma. You know, I could almost feel myself being stripped away of like my freedom, you know, and I know like a lot of you guys could relate to that. So anyways, that being said, the biggest thing I want to get through in this video is that nofap will help you. It will help you be more disciplined. It'll help you have more control over your life, and it's going to inevitably just make you feel better. You know, you've got to think of it like that, because nofap, it's not easy. You know, it's not easy. A lot of people say that it's just not, don't just touch your dick, bro. But as you know, if you could relate to me in any way, it's not that simple when you're deep in like me. But yeah, if you enjoy the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. My mission is to get as many guys off of porn and take back control of their lives. Anyways, peace out.